students, in this video we will learn what is analogous systems and how to write an analogous network for a given mechanical systems. Okay, so what we learn analogous systems, and we will try to see how to write the analogous network, which is nothing but an electrical equivalent network for a given mechanical system. Okay, so there are two methods of obtaining electrical analogous network. Okay, so what are the two different analogous networks that we write for a given mechanical system is one analogous network that we write here is force voltage analogy. Okay, force voltage analogy, which is called as direct analogy. Okay, so this is another name for force voltage analogy, which is also called as direct analogy. The second analogous network which we normally write is force current analogy, which is another name which is given as inverse analogy. Okay, inverse analogy. Okay, so force voltage analogy, force current analogy, or direct analogy or inverse analogy. Now what we do, step by step we will analyze for a given mechanical system how to write an equivalent electrical network or electrical equivalent circuit. Okay, first we will take a simple mechanical system. So this is the mechanical system which you can see on the screen. A simple mechanical system is what I have considered, with a single mass, single damper, single spring and single displacement which is connected. So this mechanical system has a single displacement, therefore I will have a single node which is x of t. Now I do have a single ground at the bottom. Now let me connect the individual components here. X of t, between x of t and ground we see that mass will come, and then we do have damper between mass and ground, therefore again damper will also come between x of t and ground. Then we do have spring k, which will again come between the node and ground. So all three are normally connected in parallel, therefore mass, spring and damper connected in parallel. Now what would be the equations that we write for this particular network here is the force. Okay, I'm sorry, I think I should mention the force applied in the given network diagram. So the force will again be applied between x of t and ground. So this is the force. So which is f of t. Okay, so the force is also applied between the node x of t and ground. So all are in parallel. So therefore the equations when we write the equation for this, we'll have a single equation which is x of t equals mass m into d square x of t by dt square plus k into x of t. Sorry, this is f of t equals, by mistake I wrote x of t. The force applied f of t equals, okay. So the force applied f of t equals m into d square x of t by dt square plus spring k into x of t plus damper b into dx of t by dt, dx of t by dt. Now what I'll do, I'll write the displacement in terms of velocity. So what is that velocity here is, we know that the velocity is the time rate of change of displacement. So we know that velocity is nothing but the time rate of change of displacement. If I want to write time rate of change of displacement, then we go with d by dt of x of t. Okay, so the differentiation that we do is nothing but the variation of that parameter in terms of time is what we calculate here. Therefore v equals dx of t by dt is what the velocity equation in terms of displacement. Now if I mention this v in this equation, what will I get? F of t equals m into, so the double derivative of displacement is the single derivative of velocity v, therefore m into dv of t by dt plus the single derivative of x of t, which is nothing but v, so b into v plus k into, now if I integrate this differentiate, I will be getting back x of t, right? Now if I integrate dx of t by dt, so integration and differentiation gets cancelled, you will end up in getting x of t. Therefore, k into integration of dx of t by dt is nothing but integration of v equals x of t. Therefore, integration of v dt. Therefore, k into integration of v into dt is nothing but x of t. So this is the equation which will keep in writing the analogous network. So this is the equation which we use to compare to write the analogous network. So let me take this as the first equation. Okay, let me take this as a first equation. Now let me go and write the equation for a simple electrical network, and then we'll see how to compare these equations. Now let us say, so this network is written, or this analysis what we are doing is for force voltage analysis or force voltage analogy. Okay, we are doing force voltage analogy network. Okay, so therefore we are trying to write the equation to write the force voltage analogous network. Okay, now let me write the equation for this. So it's a KVL equation what we write. So we write KVL equation for this. So what is that? V of t equals I of t is the current flowing through the entire circuit. So R into I of t plus L into di of t by dt, plus 1 over c into integration of I of t into dt. Now this is the voltage across the inductor, and this is the voltage across the capacitor, and this is voltage across the resistor. Therefore, addition of all three voltages is equal to the total voltage applied. That is what the KVL equation or the Kirchhoff voltage law says. So we have got an equation V of t equals R into I of t plus L into di of t by dt plus 1 over c integration of I of t into dt. So this would be the equation that we use to write force voltage analogous network. Now what we will do further, I'll explain you now. So here you see, comparing equation 1 and 2. Let me take this as 2. So compare equation 1 and 2. So what do we get? Comparing equation 1 and 2. So I get, in equation 1 I get what? F of t will be equal to V of t. So force will be equal to voltage. Force will be equal to voltage. So you are just equating the like terms. You are just equating the like terms. Now current I of t will be equal to velocity. So current equals velocity. So this is a small v which I have written. Don't get confused with this v and this v. See, the capital V is voltage, but a small v which I have written is the the velocity. Then comparing R into I of t with B into V, that is the like terms in both the equation. I can say that the friction B, coefficient friction B would behave as a resistor in the electrical network. Okay, friction B will behave as resistance in electrical network. Okay, so F of t equals V of t, I of t equals B of t, B equals R. Then comparing the like terms, M into dV of t by dt, L into di of t by dt. Therefore, mass M will be equal to the inductor. Mass M will be equal to inductor L in the electrical network. So when I am writing force voltage analogous network, this is how I compare with the mechanical system, and I replace those mechanical components equivalent to the electrical components. So I'll replace friction coefficient B to R, I'll replace mass M to L inductor, I'll replace the velocity to current, then I'll replace force to voltage, and so on. Then finally, comparing the integration term, I can say that spring K equals 1 over C, because both are integration terms. So spring K will be equal to 1 over C. So spring K equals reciprocal of capacitance, reciprocal of capacitance. Okay, so we have equated the like terms. We have equated the like terms. M and L is compared because both as differentiation terms. Therefore, M and L will be equal. Then we have B into V, R into I of t, because we know that current is equal to velocity. Therefore, B into velocity, R into current. When velocity and current are equal, B and R should also be equal. That is what we have done. Here also dV of t by dt, differentiation of velocity should be equal to differentiation of current in analogous network. Therefore, M will be equal to L, like terms. Similarly, integration of V dt, integration of I of t dt, they both are equal, then a K should be equal to 1 over C. So these are the 4 steps or 4 different important terms, 5 different important terms which we use, knowledge that we use while writing the force voltage analogous network for a given mechanical system. Okay, so same comparison, I'll just show you proper table here. So this is the table which you can see here. Even in the rotational, so this is rotational system, and this is a normal, this is the translation system, and this is the electrical equivalent what we write. Force in translational, torque in rotational will be equal to voltage in electrical. Okay, force in translational and torque in rotational will be equal to voltage in electrical. Similarly, mass M of translational, inertia J of rotational will be equal to the inductance in electrical. I think this is what I told you there in comparing equations for translational mechanical system. But anyway, it is similar to rotational also, because in rotational everything is same. The only thing is the moment of inertia that we take, and instead of force we take torque. That is what the only difference that we have. Similarly, friction constant B in rotational, torsional friction, torsional because it is rotational system. Therefore, torsional friction constant B in rotational will be equal to resistance in electrical. Then spring constant K, torsional spring constant K in rotational will be equal to 1 over C, reciprocal of capacitor. So this table knowledge is very important while writing the analogous network for a given mechanical system. So they can give you any mechanical system as a question. Now what you do for that mechanical system, you write the mechanical network, and then for that mechanical network you write the mechanical equations, and for that mechanical equations you try to use this table to write the electrical equations. So you might be having mass M, friction coefficient B, spring coefficient K, force F, everything will be there in mechanical equations. You are going to replace those mechanical components to an equivalent electrical components based on the knowledge that you gain in this particular table. So you will have set of electrical equations. After using this table, you write set of electrical equations for those mechanical equations, and then by looking into that set of electrical equations, you will try to construct an electrical network. That electrical network will behave as an analogous network or an analogous system for a given mechanical system. Okay, so keep this in mind. So similarly, a displacement x in translational, angular displacement theta in rotational will be equal to charge q. See, I have derived differentiated x of t displacement in terms of time for getting velocity. Now what exactly x of t is? X of t is nothing but the q. Now di of t by dt is what we need to know. which is equal to dV of t by dt. So differentiation of current is equal to differentiation of voltage. Now what is current? Current is nothing but dq by dt, right? The current I equals dq by dt. Similarly, that is equal to voltage. When you take voltage, that should be equal to dx of t by dt. Therefore, can I say the displacement x of t will be equal to the charge in the electrical network, because current is equal to time rate of change of charge is current, time rate of change of displacement is velocity. So you can equate current, you can equate charge to displacement. That is what we are doing. So similarly here, velocity x and angular velocity, which is omega, is equal to the current I in electrical network. Okay, so this table knowledge is very, very important, and this table is used for force voltage analogous network when you are writing. Okay, now we'll go for current. Now we'll go for the force current analogous network. Okay, now we'll go for force current analogy. Let me give you knowledge on force voltage analogy, force current analogy. Now what is this? All three are in parallel, therefore equal current gets divided into all these three branches. So the total current I will be equal to summation of all these three currents, IL plus IR plus IC. So total current I equals, what is the current through the inductor? So we know that 1 over L into integration of voltage across the inductor is what integrate you do, you get the current through the inductor. Similarly, what is the current through the capacitor? It is C into dV of t by dt. dV by dt. You differentiate voltage. So let me go with, this is voltage, so I will use capital V. Okay, voltage plus, what is the voltage across, what is the current through the resistor? It is nothing but V by R. Now where is this V? See, this is the V, voltage at that node. Voltage, integration of voltage and multiplying by 1 over L will give you the current through the inductor. This is the electrical components which the equations which we have seen in network theory. Same knowledge I am using here. Differentiation of voltage and multiplying by the capacitor will give me the current through the capacitor. Voltage divided by the resistance will give me the current through the resistor. Now this is the equation which I am going to compare with mechanical system now. Now this equation we are going to compare with the mechanical equation. So let me take this as 3. Now again, from equation 1 and 3, from equation 1 and 3, let me say that first thing is the force F will be equal to current now, because it is a current analogous network, therefore force equals current. Then compare C dV of t, dV of the integration term with integration term, differentiation term with differentiation term with this. So integration is K integration of V dt in mechanical system. So K integration of V dt in mechanical system. So in electrical network for force current, I have 1 over L integration V of V dt. Therefore I can say velocity equals voltage now. Velocity is equal to voltage now. So velocity small v is equal to capital V. Okay. Then the spring equals reciprocal of inductor. Spring coefficient is equal to reciprocal of inductor. Therefore K equals 1 over L, because that is what we have in the integration part. Then similarly, what is C into dV by dt, where in the mechanical it is M into dV of t by dt. Therefore here in force current analogous, mass will be equal to capacitor. Mass will be equal to capacitor. Then finally we have V by R, and there we have B into V. So B into V, V by R. Therefore B will be equal to 1 over R. So friction coefficient is equal to reciprocal of resistance. Reciprocal of resistance. So therefore this terms is very important in writing the analogous network when you are writing for force current analogous network. Okay, in force current you replace velocity with voltage, you replace spring with 1 over L, which is reciprocal of inductor, you replace force with current, then you replace mass with capacitor, then you replace the friction coefficient B with the reciprocal of resistor, and then write the electrical equation and then write the electrical network. So I'll just show you the comparison table for this. Now this is the comparison table that we use for force current analogous network. So I do have a translational force F and torque T will be equal to current IR. Then mass M, rotational J will be equal to the capacitor C. Friction B and torsional friction B will be equal to the reciprocal of the resistance. Spring coefficient K, torsional spring coefficient K in rotational will be equal to the reciprocal of inductor. Displacement X and rotational theta will be equal to the flux. Now it is flux. Okay, so the time rate of change of flux is actually equal to voltage. We all know that. We have seen this in the electric field and magnetic field discussion. I hope you know that the time rate of change of flux will be equal to the voltage what we have. Okay, so therefore displacement velocity is what? Velocity is time rate of change of displacement. We know this. So when voltage is equal to velocity, definitely the flux should be equal to displacement. This is what you see in terms of flux and displacement. Now x is the velocity, which is here. Angular velocity omega will be equal to the voltage E, which is nothing but time rate of change of flux. So time rate of change of displacement, time rate of change of angular displacement in rotational will be equal to time rate of change of flux, which is equal to voltage. So this is the comparison table which we should use while writing the force current analogous network. I hope with this discussion you are clear with how to write the mechanical network, the given for the analogous network for a given mechanical system. I have taken just a small example to understand the concept how to write the analogous network with these 3 circuits. Okay, so I took a small mechanical system with all 3 components are interconnected. Similarly, I took a simple loop. So for force voltage, always the diagram will be in loop wise, in a mesh type. Okay, so I took all 3 components connected in series and I compared this equation with this equation to write the force voltage analogous network. Similarly, to write the force current analogy, I have taken 3 components connected in parallel, because in series voltage will be different across different parts, whereas in parallel current gets divided. For that reason, force current analogy will always work with parallel connection. So with this 3 components connected in parallel, I took this small example where I got an equation which can be compared with this mechanical system. Now, which would be an analogous network or the analogous system for this mechanical system? If they ask you to write for force voltage analogous network, this would be the force voltage analogy, which is analogous to this particular mechanical system. Similarly, if they ask you to write force current, then this would be the circuit which is analogous to the given mechanical system. Okay, for this system. So these 2 circuits are force voltage and force current analogous network for the given simple mechanical system. So you might be given some more mechanical systems, which we will do it now. We'll take an examples of different mechanical system and then we'll see how to write the analogous network for the given mechanical system. So they might ask you for 10 marks. So this question will come for 10 marks in the exam. So let us take some problems on writing the analogous network for a given mechanical system. Okay, let us try to solve this particular problem given mechanical system. So they are asking to construct a force voltage and force current analogous network for this given mechanical system. Okay, so I hope you are able to see on the screen for this mechanical system which is being given, the diagram which has been given, we need to construct the analogous electrical network in terms of both force voltage and force current analogy. Okay. So always when they give you such problems, you make such tables here. You try to make a table whatever I have shown you here. So here for force voltage analogous network, when we are doing, force will be equal to voltage, mass M will be equal to inductor, friction B will be equal to resistance, and spring coefficient K would be equal to 1 over the capacitance, and velocity will be equal to current. Similarly, force current analogous network, force will be equal to current, mass will be equal to capacitance, friction B will be equal to reciprocal of resistance, spring K would be equal to reciprocal of the inductance, whereas velocity will be equal to voltage. So these are the basic things which you need. So you can make a table like this at the left hand side of your sheet, so that you can use this table and write the equation without doing any mistakes. Okay. So the first step here is, while solving this problem, the first step is, step 1 is to construct mechanical network. Construct mechanical network. So this is the first step for any given mechanical system. You need to construct the mechanical network, the knowledge you gained in the previous video. Okay. So therefore, how many displacements is given in the question is x1 of t and x2 of t. So that becomes two node here, x1 of t and x2 of t are the two nodes that we have in this particular mechanical system. So now we have a ground here at the bottom. Let me take a ground. Now a mass M2, sorry, mass M1 is connected to x1 of t, where force is applied to M1, therefore force comes here, F of t. Then what else we have? See, we have K1 and B1 connected between M1 and ground on the wall. See, K1 and B1 is connected to M1 and wall, therefore these both are connected here. So we have K1 and we have B1. Okay, so this is K1 and B1. Now we have K2 which is connected between x1 of t and x2 of t. So between x1 of t and x2 of t is what? K2. Finally we have M2 which is connected at x2 of t. So we don't have any other component which is connected between x2 and x2 of t and ground. We have only M2 which is connected between x2 and ground. Okay, so I hope we have how many components? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components is connected. This is the network for a given mechanical system. Now what I do? The step 2. Step 2 here is to write the mechanical equations. Step 2 here is mechanical equations. Okay. So let me write the mechanical equation for this. So the first equation is in terms of node x1 of t at node x1 of t. So what do I get? Force applied F of t will be equal to m1 into d square x1 of t by dt square plus k1 into x1 of t plus b1 into dx1 of t by dt, because k1 and b1 is connected only between x1 of t and ground, therefore that is why it will have only x1 of t. Now k2 will have both x1 of t and x2 of t, therefore k2 into x1 of t minus x2 of t. As usual we wrote in terms of displacement, but the same equation should be written in terms of velocity. Therefore f of t will be equals m1 into the time rate of change of displacement is velocity, therefore the double derivative of displacement will be the single derivative of velocity, dv of t by dt plus k1 into integration of velocity is displacement, integration of v1 of t into dt plus b1 into v1 of t plus k2 into integration of v1 of t minus v2 of t whole thing into dt. So let me consider this as first equation to be used. Okay, f of t equals m1 into dv1 of t by dt plus k1 into integration of v1 of t dt plus b1 into v1 of t plus k2 into v1 of t minus v2 of t dt. So this is the mechanical equation in terms of velocity for the first node x1 of t. Now at node x2 of t, at node x2 of t, what do we get? At node x2 of t, we have only two components at x2 of t, one is m2 and the other one is k2. Therefore, the total force applied at node x2 of t is 0 equals m2 into d square x2 of t by dt square plus k2 into x2 of t minus x1 of t. So this is the only two components connected at node x2 of t. So therefore, if I write the equation in terms of velocity, so I'll get 0 equals m2 into dv2 of t by dt plus k2 into integration of v2 of t minus v1 of t dt. So let me take this as second equation. Therefore, we ended up in getting two equations which are mechanical equations in terms of velocity. Now you might ask me, sir, why should we write displacement related equation? Why can't I write directly the velocity related equation? You can do that, but there will be a tendency of doing making mistakes in writing the equation directly. So it is better to write first in terms of displacement, because we would have practiced same thing in the previous sessions and all. So it is better to write displacement equation and then go for writing the velocity based equation. Now for these two mechanical equations, let us now write the electrical equation for these two mechanical equations. So we'll do that now. Okay. Okay, now we have, so first heading I'll say step 3. So that is what step 3. So in step 3 I'll try to write force voltage analogous equation, force voltage analogy equations. By directly looking into the equations, we can easily write the two equations here. Now we know that in force voltage, this is force voltage, these things are force voltage. Now force is actually equal to voltage, so I'll say E equals, I'll represent voltage in terms of E so that you don't get confused with V here. So voltage E equals or E of T equals M1, which is nothing but L into D V1, which is voltage, is nothing but current. Therefore, L into D I1 of T by dt D into I1 of T by dt. So numbering is very important, because here it is V1, therefore here it is I1 plus K is nothing but capacitor 1 over C, therefore 1 over C1, so it is L1, M1 is L1, okay. So K1 is 1 over C1 integration of I1 of T dt plus B1 is R1, because B equals R, therefore R1 we have V1 of T, which is I1 of T, plus K2 is 1 over C2 integration of I1 of T minus I2 of T whole thing dt. So So let me take this as third equation. Then by looking into the second equation, let us write the force voltage analogous equation. 0 equals m2 into dv2 of t by dt. Therefore m2 is L2 di2 of t by dt plus k2 is 1 over c2 integration of I2 of t minus I1 of t dt. So let me take this as fourth equation. Okay, so we got two equations for force voltage analogous network, to write the force voltage analogous network. Okay, so let us write the force voltage analogous network. I told you for force voltage, when we are writing the analogous network, it should look like a mesh. Okay, the circuit should have mesh or loops. How many loops we will have? It all depends on the number of currents that we have in the equation. So here we have I1 of t and I2 of t. Therefore, we will have two loops. One is I1 of t and the other loop is I2 of t. Now you should check which are the components which are connected only for I1 of t and which are the components that is connected only to I2 of t. Okay. Now if you see carefully, L1 into di1 of t by dt. Therefore, L1 is connected only to the loop I1. So I got L1. Then I have C1, 1 over C1, which is again connected only to I1. Therefore, I will have C1 to loop 1. Again I have R1, which is again connected to only I1 of t. But C2 is connected between both I1 of t and I2 of t. Therefore, I will have C2, which is between the loop I1 of t and I2 of t. Now the force applied, the voltage applied would be in the first loop. Therefore, voltage will be here, E of t. So this is the first loop based on the components L1, C1 and R1, and this is C2. Now what is the only component connected to I2 of t, which is L2. Can you see here, L2 into di2 of t by dt. Therefore, only L2 is connected to I2 of t. Means only the current I2 of t is flowing through L2. So with this L1, C1, R1, only I1 of t, I1 is flowing through those components. Yes, see in this network you see only those currents are flowing, only I1 of t is flowing through those components. Whereas towards C2 you see I1 and I2 both should flow because it is I1 of t minus I2 of t. Whereas in L2 it is only I2 of t. Therefore, only I2 should flow through L2. That is why I have written L2 here. So anything you add between two currents, that will come here. Anything you need to add for only those currents, that will come in the same loop. Components should be connected in the same loop. That is what force voltage analogous network that we write normally. And this circuit, whatever you have written, is for force voltage analogous network. So this is the force voltage analogous network. So this is the force voltage analogous network. This is the force voltage analogous network. I think now you have realized how to write the analogous network with these equations which I have written. So the next step is force current analogous network. Step 4, which is force current analogous network. So again go back to the mechanical equations and then use the table force current and replace the components accordingly. Okay. Now here F of t in force current, this table should be used. You should use this table. So force is equal to current. Therefore current I of t equals, so here current I of t equals, now current I of t equals, I'll just minimize it so that everything is visible here. Current I of t equals, what is M1? M1 is nothing but C. M is nothing but C here. Therefore C1 into, what is voltage? The velocity is nothing but voltage. Therefore I will say dE1 by dt. So I'll use E1 for voltage. Okay, dE1 by dt, dE1 of t by dt plus what is k? K is 1 over L. Therefore 1 over L1 integration of the voltage, which is E1 of t by dt, plus you have K2 again, so therefore I will be getting 1 over L2 integration of E1 of t minus E2 of t dt. Okay, so I got f of t, which is I of t, equals C1 into d E1 of t by dt plus 1 over L1 into integration of E1 of t dt plus, okay, I have left this B1. So what is B equals? It is 1 over R. You can see here B equals 1 over R. Therefore plus 1 over R 1 into, so B1 into V1 of t. So what is V? E1 of t. So into E1 of t. So therefore this would be the equation 5. I will take this as 5. Now second equation is 0 equals M2. What is M2? Which is C2. M2 is C2 d E2 of t by dt plus what is K2? K2 is nothing but L2. Therefore 1 over L2 integration of E2 of t minus E1 of t dt. So let me take this equation as sixth equation. So you got two different equations, 5 and 6 now. Now my job is to write what is the force current analogous network diagram, electrical circuit. So by looking into the equation 5 and 6, we should write the electrical circuit for this force current analogous network. So how to do that? So the number of voltages in the equation will behave as a node here. That you keep in mind. So the number of voltages will behave as a node here. There the number of currents behaves as a mesh current, whereas in force current analogous network the number of voltages in the equation in the right hand side will behave as a node. How many voltages we have? We have E1 of t, E2 of t. Therefore this is E1 of t, this is E2 of t. Now the applied current will be for this particular node E1. Therefore E1 will have current I of t, current I of t. Okay, then so we'll always have a ground at the bottom. So let me take ground at the bottom. This is the ground of our electrical. Okay, let me differentiate electrical network ground with having this way. So the current is between E1 of t and ground. Then we have 1 over L1 which is connected only to E1 of t. Therefore only to E1 of t we have an inductor. This is how it is connected to ground. So this is L1. Then we have L2 which is connected between E1 of t and E2 of t. Therefore we will have an inductor connected between E1 of t and E2 of t. So this is L2. Then we have capacitor C1 which is connected only to node E1. Therefore I will have a capacitor C1 here. This is C1. Whereas again we have a resistor R1 which is connected only to E1 of t. Therefore R1. Sorry, R1. Anyway, you can connect anywhere you want in this line. So this is the components which gets connected for the node E1 of t. Now what exactly E2 of t is connected? You need to have a continuity. You can't leave open here. So we have C2 which is connected only to E2 of t. Therefore you will have a capacitor connected to E2 of t. Okay, this is the force current analogous network. Now there is one normal funda which I need to tell you. the force current analogous network structure remains to be same as a mechanical system structure, mechanical network structure. So if you would have seen a mechanical system, I think the mechanical system structure was similar to this. See, you see this and go back and see the mechanical network. It seems to be same. See here, this is the mechanical network. It seems to be same. Okay, so you have f of t, mass, spring, damper, spring, mass. So here same thing in force current analogous network. If you see, so this is the network you have. Force is current, mass is C1 capacitor, damper is resistor, spring is inductor. Okay, and this is the capacitor, mass 2. So therefore, once you write the force current analogous network, just see the structure of that network is similar to the structure of the mechanical network. Then the network, whatever you have written, will be correct, and you can say, okay, whatever you have done is correct. Okay. So I hope with this problem, I hope you have understood now how to write the analogous network for both force voltage and force current analogous network for a given mechanical system. Okay, let us go with the another problem. Okay, now let us look into this control system, mechanical system, and let us find out the way to write the force voltage and force current analogous network. So I'll just do it fast like how we did in the previous problem. So first step is what? To write the network. Okay, so we have x1 here and x2 here, two nodes. So x1 and x2. Now we do have mass m1 connected to x2 and mass m2 connected to x1. So therefore this is m2 and mass m1 is connected to x2, and this bottom part is what? The ground. Okay, now we can see that the friction, the spring K1 is between M1 and M2, therefore it comes between M1 and M2. We do have B2, which is friction again shown between M2 and M1 is surrounded to M2. So again the friction B2 is shown between M2 and M1 only. Okay, the friction is between M2 and M1. Therefore you will see a damper connected in parallel with this spring. So this is K1, this is B2. Okay, now what else is left? Now for x2 we see that force F of t is applied, therefore I will get force F of t in this way, this side. So this is force F of t, and we see K2 and B1 are connected to M1 and the wall ground, therefore you will have one spring here and another damper here. So which is B1 and K2. B1 and K2. So I think this would be the mechanical network for a given mechanical system. I think we have represented all components in the mechanical network. Now what we do, we'll write the mechanical equations. So at node x1, so there is no applied force at x1, therefore 0 equals m2 into d square x2 of t by dt square plus b2 into, it is between x1 and x2, therefore b2 into d by dt of x1 minus x2. So we'll just take x1 minus x2, so we'll avoid writing t here. Then plus k1 into x1 minus x2. Okay, so therefore the equation is 0 equals m2 into dv2 by dt plus b2 into v1 minus v2 plus k1 into integration of v1 minus v2 dt. So this is the first equation at node at node x1. So let me write at node x2 now. At node x2, what would be the equation? So at node x2, we have f of t, which is applied force. F of t equals m1 into d square x2 by dt square plus we have k2 into x2, because k2 is connected only to x2, b1 into x2 d by dt of x2 plus b2 into d by dt of x2 minus x1 plus k1 into x2 minus x1. So if I write this equation in terms of velocity, therefore f of t equals m1 into dv2 by dt. Oh, sorry, I think this was all, this is x1, right? I made a mistake here. This is x1, we wrote at x1 by dt square, therefore this becomes v1. This is v1. Okay, so m1 into dv2 by dt here plus k2 into integration of v2 dt plus b1 into v2 plus b2 into v2 minus v1 plus k1 into integration of v2 minus v1 dt. So this is the second equation. Okay, now we need only the equations to write the electrical network. We need only equation 1 and 2 to write the electrical equivalent equations and network. Okay, so we'll go with force voltage analogous now. So we need equation 1 and 2 to write the force voltage analogous network. So force voltage, let us see, let us write the equation first. So 0 equals, so equation 1, 0 equals m2 is nothing but L2 di1 by dt plus velocity equals current in force voltage. Force equals voltage in force voltage analogous network. Therefore, velocity is current. B2 is nothing but resistance R2 into I1 minus I2 plus K spring is nothing but capacitor 1 over C1 into integration of I1 minus I2 dt. So this is equation 3. Now what is equation 4? Equation 4 would be f of t. Now it is E of t equals, because it is voltage, m1 which is L1 into di2 by dt plus k2 which is 1 over C2 integration of I2 dt plus b1 is R1 I2 plus R2 into I2 minus I1 plus 1 over C1 into integration of I2 minus I1 dt. So this is equation 4. So I just saw 1 and 2 and I have used force voltage analogous table. Okay, it is already in my head. So you should also remember those tables so that you can easily solve it. Okay, so therefore I use those tables to write these analogous equations. Now by looking into these equations, I will try to write the network. So therefore how many loop currents I should have now? I1 and I2. Only two currents is there. Therefore I will have two mesh currents. One is I1, the other mesh current is I2. Now which are the components connected only to I1? L2. Therefore I will write first L2 here. See, L2 into di2 dy1, right? So I will write only L2 here. Then which is the any other component connected to only I1, means mesh I1? I don't think so. We don't have any other component connected to the loop only I1, because R2 and 1 over C1, which is having both are having I1 minus I2. Therefore I have R2 and I have capacitor C1. So this is R2 C1 and this is L2 connected directly to this component. Okay, so I don't have any other components in loop 1, so I'll just directly connect this loop. Now coming to I2, I have L1 which is connected only to I2. I do have capacitor which is connected only to I2, therefore I'll have a capacitor here. The other two components R2 and C1 is already connected here. Okay, but there is one more thing which is E of t. Okay, so therefore I'll have a capacitor here and I'll have E of t here. So this is L1 1 over C2. Oh sorry, I do have another component here which is R1 into I2. Okay, so I think we should add that also here. So anywhere you can add so that it should be in the loop where only I2 will flow. So this is R1. So this is the analogous network, which is force voltage analogous network for a given mechanical system. Now we will go on writing force current analogous network. So I'll write force current analogous network. Okay, the first equation is 0 equals in force current analogous network. I will have M1 mass will be capacitor. Okay, so therefore 0 equals C2 into dV1 E1. So d into E1 by dt. So voltage, the velocity equals voltage in force current, right, in the table, plus now the B, whatever you have in the mechanical system, B2 into V1 by V1 minus V2, which we have written. Now B will behave as reciprocal of resistance. Therefore 1 over R2 into E1 minus E2 plus you have spring which is K will now behave as 1 over L. Therefore 1 over L1 integration of E1 minus E2 dt. So this is the equation 5. Coming to 6. Now for force current, force will now behave as current now. Therefore I of t equals M1 into d square d V2 by dt. Therefore C1 into d E2 by dt plus spring will behave now as an inductor, which is 1 over L2 into integration of E2 dt plus the friction B will now behave as 1 over resistor. Therefore 1 over R1 into E2 plus 1 over R2 into E2 minus E1 plus 1 over L1 now. K will behave as 1 over L1 integration of E2 minus E1 dt. So I will take this equation as 6th equation. Now with these two equations we need to construct the diagram force current analogous network. Now number of voltages in the right hand side will be equal to the nodes here. So I have E1, I have E2. Okay, now I have C2 which is only connected to E1. So therefore I'll take ground now. So this is ground. So C2 is connected only to E1, therefore you will have C2 between E1 and ground. Then I have R2 which is connected between E1 and E2, therefore I will have a resistor which is connected between E1 and E2, which is R2. I will have an inductor which is again connected between E1 and E2. Therefore, I will have an inductor which is connected between E1 and E2, which is L1. Now I have C1 which is connected only to E2. Therefore, I will have a C1 connected between E2 and ground. I have L2 which is again connected with for only from E2. Therefore, I will have an inductor which is connected between E2 and ground. I do have another resistor which is connected between E2 and ground. Therefore, I will have a resistor which is connected between E2 and ground. Other component R2 and L1 is already connected here. So this would be the force current analogous network for a given mechanical system. So I hope these two problems which I have solved for you, which is normal 10-mark question which is given in the exam, I hope you are clear with what is analogous system, what are the different types of analogous system. By looking into the mechanical system, how to write the mechanical network, then by looking into the mechanical network, we have seen how to write the mechanical equation. Then by looking into the mechanical equations and by looking into the transition table, we have seen how to write the force voltage equations. And then by looking into the force voltage equations, we have learnt how to write the force voltage network. Similarly, by looking into the transition table, we have seen how to write the force current analogous equations, and then by looking into those equations, we have learnt how to write the force current analogous network. So this is what analogous systems, and this is what the questions that you might face in the exam. So you can have some more mechanical systems questions from the question paper. You can solve it. Try solve it by gaining knowledge from this video. If you have any difficulty in solving, I hope I have mentioned my email ID in the videos. Every videos you can see below the video. My email ID is mentioned. You can contact me through that email anytime you want to clear your doubts. So in the next video, we will see what is transfer function, how to find out the transfer function for any given electrical network, and how to use that transfer function knowledge further to solve problems using block diagram reduction and signal flow graph method using Mason's gain formula. Okay, so we'll see that in the next coming videos. Thank you.